Good evening and welcome to Icu Tv main news. We take a look at the stories making headlines. HH opens parliament with focus on growth, jobs and equity. President Hichilema pays tribute to Edgar Lungu at parliament opening. Teenager killed in elephant attack in Livingstone. And in international news, 51 dead, over 12,000 prisoners on the run amid anti-corruption protests. In sports news, Zambia women's handball team bows out of Africa Championship. With the news details, my name is Beauty Ngonde. President Hichilema today opened the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly under the theme Consolidating Economic and Social Gains Towards a Prosperous, Resilient and Equitable Zambia, outlining progress made and priorities ahead. Key highlights included an average 5.2% GDP growth from 2021 to 2024, restructuring of over 92% of Zambia's external debt, and record maize production of 3.7 million metric tons. Copper output is also rising with a target of 1 million tons by 2025, while solar energy projects aim for 10 gigawatts by 2030. Miriam Deborah Gamani has more details in the following report.
Today marks a significant moment in Zambia's political calendar as President Hakainde Hichilema officially opened the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly under the theme Consolidating Economic and Social Gains Towards a Prosperous, Resilient and Equitable Zambia. This session is the last major parliamentary address before the upcoming 2026 general election. President Hichilema highlighted the government's unwavering commitment to transforming the nation through sustained economic growth, job creation and social development. Between 2021 and 2024, Zambia's economy grew steadily at an average rate of 5.2%, driven by deliberate efforts to diversify beyond traditional sectors. This growth underpins the government's vision for a resilient and prosperous nation. A major milestone was achieved with over 92% of Zambia's external debt successfully restructured. This has freed up crucial resources to fund development projects vital for the country's future. Agriculture recorded record-breaking maize production of 3.7 metric tons in the 2024-2025 season, making Zambia self-sufficient in maize and even an exporter to other countries. Copper production is also on the rise, with a goal to reach 1 million metric tons by the end of 2025. Investment in infrastructure is a key priority, with the solar power projects aiming for 10 gigawatts capacity by 2030. Alongside road construction, meanwhile, 87 companies have invested in spatial economic zones and rehabilitation efforts to improve connectivity and commerce. The government's free education policy has resulted in over 2.3 million learners returning to school. Tourism reached a historic 2.2 million visitors in 2024, creating more than 48,000 jobs for Zambians.
Every child of Zambia from every part has been recruited. Those that have been recruited represent Zambia.
This final National Assembly session sets the stage for the hopeful future, one rooted in economic resilience, social progress and democratic participation. Miriam Deborah Gamani reporting for Icu TV News in Lusaka.
President Hichilema pays tribute to Edgar Lungu at Parliament opening. President Hakainde Hichilema has paid tribute to former President Edgar Lungu, describing his service as an enduring part of Zambia's national history. He urged Zambians to draw inspiration from Lungu's legacy to promote unity and national dignity. During the official opening of Parliament, the President called for a moment of silence in honor of Mr. Lungu and also remembered the clerk of the National Assembly, Roy Ngulube, for his contribution to public service. President Hichilema further welcomed 2 new members of Parliament, Lufeyo Ngoma for Lumezi and Malama Mfunelo from Fuwe, into the National Assembly. Teenager killed in elephant attack in Livingstone. A 16-year-old grade 11 pupil, Onismon Njaba Jr., has died after being attacked by an elephant in the goat storage area of Zambezi Ward, Livingstone. The tragic incident happened around 6:30 hours and marks the second elephant-related fatality in the area in 2 weeks. Authorities from the Department of National Parks and Wildlife, DNPW, are urging the public to avoid provoking wild animals, while residents are calling for increased education and deployment of community scouts to address rising human-wildlife conflict. We are now taking our first break. Please stay tuned with us for more news after this.
Welcome to Zambia, a land of breathtaking natural wonders and diverse cultures, home to the Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Zambia boasts a rich cultural heritage, captivating wildlife and a promising future. Zambia is a nation rich in both history and modernity. In the heart of Zambia lies Lusaka, the capital and largest city located in the southern part of the Central Plateau. Lusaka is one of the fastest developing cities in southern Africa. With a population of about 3.3 million, Lusaka is a center of both commercial and government in Zambia and connects to the country's 4 main highways, heading north, south, east, and west. Lusaka has several cultural facilities such as museums and galleries, which include Lusaka National Museum and Henry Tayali Gallery. The city also has several parks such as Mundawanga Environmental Park, Lusaka National Park, and Chaminuka Nature Reserve that offer visitors a chance to see wildlife up close. Within this dynamic city lies the Information and Communications University, ICU, a place where educational traditions merge with future-focused learning, a place where innovation and research thrive. With a commitment to providing industrial-oriented academic qualifications, ICU stands as a beacon of higher learning education in Zambia, serving over 5,000 students on both distance and full-time learning modes. But what sets ICU apart? It's our core values. At ICU, we cherish freedom of thought and expression, foster innovativeness and creativity, uphold good governance integrity, promote teamwork, professionalism, and responsible citizenship. We believe in strengthening national cohesion and inclusiveness. Our programs are designed to nurture problem-solving skills, a vital asset for job creation in Zambia. We emphasize critical thinking, creative reasoning, and informed decision-making. Our vision is clear: to be a leading provider of quality education across Africa. Our motto: delivering an ICT-enabled education with excellence. Whether you're passionate about technology, engineering, agriculture, or business, ICU offers a diverse range of programs tailored to your ambitions. Our School of Engineering offers unique programs such as Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with Education, Bachelor of Information and Communications Technology with Education, and more. In our School of Humanities and Business, you can explore degrees in Development Studies, Human Resource Management, Journalism, and various other fields. Education is about making a real impact. ICU proudly partners with the Zambia Research and Development Center, ZRDC, to offer scholarships and contribute to Zambia's social and economic growth. Our global reach extends far and wide. Collaborations with institutions like Volgograd State Socio-Pedagogical University in Russia and the Academy of Maritime Education and Training in Chennai, India, offer unique opportunities for our students. In a groundbreaking initiative, ICU has joined hands with the Zambia Correctional Service to provide tertiary education to inmates, fostering rehabilitation and brighter futures. At ICU, education goes beyond textbooks. Our vibrant campus hosts numerous associations, sports, and organizations that enrich the students' experience. Our commitment to excellence shines through the remarkable achievement of our alumni who have made significant contributions to society. So, why choose ICU? Because here, you will find more than education. You will discover a community that nurtures your dreams and empowers you to shape the future. Information and Communications University, driving the thrill for the nation in research and innovation.
Welcome back, and now in local stories. Zambia to train 600,000 farmers in climate-smart agriculture. The Ministry of Agriculture has launched a nationwide program to train 600,000 small-scale farmers in climate-smart agriculture aimed at boosting productivity and strengthening food security. To support the rollout, 1,885 extension officers have already been trained and will serve as frontline educators, demonstrating adaptive techniques such as conservation farming and water-efficient practices. The initiative is part of government efforts to build farmer resilience amid rising climate challenges and ensure sustainable crop production across Zambia. Zambia tackles climate change through education and tree planting. Zambia is experiencing a range of climate-related issues, including prolonged droughts, floods, and a decline in agricultural productivity, all of which are affecting the nation's development and everyday life. In response, the Ministry of Education is taking proactive steps to embed climate awareness into schools and communities. A key initiative involves a nationwide tree planting campaign aimed at fostering environmental responsibility among learners. More than 6 million students are expected to participate, guided by trained teachers to better understand climate changes and solutions. Ministry is reforming the national curriculum to include climate change education across various subjects through a competency-based education CBE model. In a featured video, Professor Benson Banda elaborates on the ministry strategies for combating climate change and preparing future generations.
Of activities which take place continent by continent, country by country. Over a long period of time, we have heard of industrialization. In the process of industrialization, as we are trying to industrialize, the world or the earth was getting depleted in terms of resources. The processes of industrializations, some of them generated chemicals, which sometimes they call them CFCs. And these chemicals, they go into the atmosphere. And I think you have seen elsewhere very big factories with fumes going everywhere. Over a long period of time, these things acted on the ozone layer. The ozone layer is a layer which is protecting the atmosphere, between 12 from 12 kilometers going upwards there. Some say 80, 70, 100, up to 10,000 kilometers. But within this region, it creates a shield. So from the sun's rays going into this shield, it filters these radiations to protect the environment. Now, as these activities have been going on, we have now come to a situation where the ozone layer is getting depleted, and the process of depleting ozone layer becomes a big challenge for everyone. It will not choose where you are located, and that's why now we are saying, okay, Africa and Zambia in particular, are we able to contribute to the protection of this ozone layer? Now, here is how God created the world. Me, I'm breathing out carbon dioxide. The plant is absorbing carbon dioxide. So when I breathe out carbon dioxide, the plant absorbs carbon dioxide, it releases oxygen. I need oxygen. So this is a symbiotic system which takes place. So as long as we are on Earth and this oxygen is coming out from many trees, and some of it is being used to make other chemicals and things like that, we still have some oxygen which is going to build back the ozone layer. The ozone is a mixture of 3 oxygens, which now go and now shield and protect those holes. The reason why we are trying to come up with this strategy of planting a tree each is to bring in the value of life. Because from the tree, there is life. If that oxygen is not there, we will not live anymore. So we want now to go to the children. And if these children can get the values of planting a tree, taking care of the tree, utilizing a tree, then we have protected the whole world. And this is why we are trying to come up with these strategies in the Ministry of Education.
Minister Sia Luvalo calls for timely drainage completion on Lusaka road projects. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Honorable Gift Sia Luvalo, has urged contractors working on Lusaka's township roads to prioritize the completion of drainage systems before the rainy season. Speaking during an inspection of selected road projects under the 1.8 billion Kwacha Upgrade Initiative, Honorable Sialuvalo stressed that timely drainage works are essential to prevent flooding in affected areas. The minister expressed satisfaction with the progress but called for continued quality workmanship. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving road infrastructure to boost local economies and access to essential services. Traditional healers convicted for attempt to bewitch President Hichilema. Two traditional healers, Leonard Puri and Justin Mabu Lesi Kandude, have been convicted by the Lusaka Magistrates Court for professing knowledge of witchcraft and possessing charms. The case involved an alleged attempt to bewitch President Hakainde Hichilema in November 2024. Prosecutors said the accused pretended to use supernatural powers to instill fear. This sentencing is set for Monday in a rare enforcement of Zambia's Witchcraft Act. You are still watching Icu TV. Main news. We take a short break, and coming up is international and sports news. Stay tuned.
Bami wamwene kukupa basofu ate gift ya wedding wewe
kabampo kai honto kweswako
wei
swebo bujiti bajita kuti humbwe wa arwa kumumpa muzo
ale
they give one zo
basa sunu tusegelela akupobola nguzu ya mwanesu musanko yulagi mwana mujende
tamdori ndira
honeymoon yansa yebo tuni kurya honeymoon ndete kuya kusaka ka kupange maloko mbo tuni kukhala amije kuno mudaro lo bagamba kuti utaka kuti nantaka mihi mu Lusaka ishindi mubwa kitabaga ndijite class bagandi sibe buya baga kuhema jana
iwe amanyiri munganda mwana unkira mafia ng'ombe papeni na dabombe muno
Lucky do you know me? Do you know my wife? Have you seen my wife?
Chirikwi. Urefu atoka ne mochari mpiayo.
Maybe I should go to the doctors.
Bambira ma doctor ati wabora hipondo tu.
Ah.
Chikaringa byani bantu nawe chakaringa byani wo. Oh.
Chachiringo kumichiringanya pa mulesu wa mafuta.
Wow. I'm so impressed mura. Pesi ndari kwamba bakuti. Aya mahuta anonkira musimba. Imwe mwakasuba.
Welcome back, and now in international news. 51 dead, over 12,000 prisoners on the run amid anti-corruption protests. At least 51 people have died in violent anti-corruption protests sweeping across Nepal, with more than 12,000 escaped prisoners still at large, police said Friday. The dead include 21 protests, 9 inmates, 3 police officers, and 18 others. According to police spokesperson Binod Gimire, over 1,300 people have been injured in the week-long unrest. The protests have triggered a national crisis, prompting Nepal's President Ramchandra Podel and Army Chief Ashok Raj Sigdel to meet with Chief Justice Sushila Kaki, who is expected to be appointed interim Prime Minister. The army has imposed a curfew and recovered more than 100 looted firearms. Indian authorities have also apprehended several fugitives attempting to flee across the border. Still in international news, Burkina Faso removed visa fees for all African nationals. Burkina Faso has eliminated visa fees for all African travelers to promote the free movement of people and goods. Security Minister Mahamadou Sana announced the new measure after a cabinet meeting chaired by military leader Ibrahim Traore. However, visitors must still submit online visa applications for approval. The West African nation joins Ghana, Rwanda, and Kenya in easing travel for African nationals. Although ECOWAS citizens currently enjoy visa-free access, this could change following Burkina Faso's withdrawal from the regional bloc alongside Mali and Niger. Captain Traore, who came to power in a 2022 coup, continues to position himself as a pan-Africanist leader, critical of Western influence. While popular among youth on social media, he faces criticism for authoritarian governance and limited progress against the Islamist insurgency. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned for the sports news.
Did you know that mental health conditions are treatable and recovery is possible? Hi, I'm Ngenia Febamoyo. I'm your host on Let's Talk Mental Health. I invite you all to this show where you freely express yourself, and together we find a solution. For more details, you can contact 0777 93 73 92, and we'll be there to help you find solutions to whatever you're going through.
Welcome back, and now in sports news. Zambia women's handball team bows out of Africa Championship. Zambia's women's national handball team has concluded its campaign at the Africa Women's Handball Championship in Algeria without a win, but with valuable lessons for future competitions. The team showed determination by holding continental giants DR Congo to a 19-19 draw, though they later suffered a 33-18 defeat to Burkina Faso in a classification match. Despite the results, their performance reflected tactical discipline and growing potential. The Handball Association of Zambia views the tournament as a key learning experience, highlighting areas for strategic investment to build a more competitive team on the African stage. That sports item brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, we take a quick recap of the stories making headlines. HH opens parliament with focus on growth, jobs, and equity. President Hichilema pays tribute to Edgar Lungu at parliament opening. Teenager killed in elephant attack in Livingstone. In international news, 51 dead, over 12,000 prisoners on the run amid anti-corruption protests. In sports news, Zambia women's handball team bows out of Africa Championship. Thank you so much for watching. For more news, stay glued to our Facebook page, Icu Tv, and our website, icutvzm.com.